Hey guys, welcome back to the Cook Podcast. Today we have business owner, father, and overall influencer to our community in the Tri-Cities, Abel.Garza, where we talk about faith, branding, obstacles, and success. Hope you guys enjoy. So right now we have some costillas in front of us. What do you think?
Right.
You've barbecued some ribs before, right?
Well, I haven't personally, but
Yeah.
I know people
But you've
who
tried 'em?
get down. Oh yeah, for sure. Let's get it.
So let's get into it then.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's try them out.
Yep. I'm digging it. My stomach likes it. My palate likes it. It's good. I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It makes me happy. You know when you eat good ass food, it makes you want to dance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I feel right now, dog. But I don't want to mess up the mic and shit.
Does it remind you of like a Mexican carne asada?
Hell yeah. Well, everybody's going to be getting down. We just need some music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is what this always reminds me of, because my dad, these are his favorite. So
that's crazy how like certain tastes can like trigger like a memory or bring you to a certain place, you know?
Right.
Or smells too. Even when you open that up.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, it's party
carne
time.
asada.
For sure. 100%.
Nomás faltan las tortillas.
Yeah, that's all we need, baby. That's it.
Let's start from the beginning, man.
Let's start. Let's do it.
I want to know, at what age was like your first haircut?
At what age was
that
my
you
first?
that you did at?
My first recorded haircut in my memory, I think I was 13 years old.
Okay.
13 years old, I had never cut hair in my life, bro, ever. But I always had clippers laying around the house. Mm-hmm. My mom cut my hair, so I always had a pair of clippers. And I had seen my uncle one day who I looked up to. He was somebody that was like in our family, you know, all us young cousins, we all looked at him like we aspired to be like him. And I seen him cut hair. He cut my dad's hair. He wasn't a professional barber. Mm-hmm. Or anything like that, but I looked up to him and I seen him with clippers. I'm like, shit, he looks cool doing that. So when I got back home, I convinced one of my friends who's at my house, like, hey, you down to let me cut your hair? What? He's like, why, you cut hair? Yeah, I cut hair. I'd never cut hair in my life. But that was instant, bro. When I got the clipper, had it in my hand, took that first, swipe, it was like a natural connection that I made with it, and it was like I always said, it's like a feeling that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
When I did it instantly, I knew I was like, I could do this, but never like I didn't think, I was gonna be a barber for the rest of my life. I just thought I liked this, and I could do it. Yeah. So little did I know the clippers that I was using were my great grandfather's clippers. I didn't even know he was a barber. Well, I didn't learn that till later on. We can get into that later, but yeah. I didn't know they were his clippers. My mom got hella pissed at me because I took them out and I used them, right? She's like, you're not supposed to be using those. Stuff like that. So,
that's crazy.
That's crazy how it all unfolds.
So you were 13, and then, so ever since then, you kind of just started practicing on your friends, your family, or?
Yeah, I started practicing on friends, cousins, stuff like that. And, just became like kind of like a hobby that I like doing. I've always been an artist my whole life. I've always been into art, drawing and stuff like that. So I took that as another form of art.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I always, my uncle would drop his kids off and I would take them down all the way down to like a number 2 up top. He'd get all mad at me, but hey, shit, that's just free, so whatever. Yeah. But I learned on them, and my dad too. Learned on my dad too, so.
At what age did you realize like, oh dang, like I'm getting kind of good?
I think when I was 13, what was I, like 7th to 8th grade? I think when I got to be a freshman, people started kind of recognizing me like that I cut hair, And of course, who doesn't want a free haircut? Yeah. So they'd be hitting me up, Abel cuts hair. And I didn't know that they just wanted a free cut. I thought that they really were like liking my cuts. But then I would do them and people would start talking about it. So I just kind of low key took on the identity of a barber without even really knowing it. You know what I mean? So.
You were super young. You didn't know.
Yeah, I was young. And barbering wasn't cool.
Okay.
So I'm 38 years old. So this is 2000, 2001, 2002. Yeah. So around that time where we don't have social media, barbers are like, it's a cool thing to do right now to look good, for the camera and stuff like that. So mind you, it wasn't cool at that time. So yeah, it was definitely something that was.
So kind of like paint us a picture. What was like the barbering world back then?
See,
Even though it's not that long ago, but
I never really knew because I didn't go to barbershops. My mom would cut my hair.
oh, okay.
So when my mom stopped cutting my hair is when I started cutting my own. So around that same time, 13, 14, I started saying, well, if I cut his hair, shit, let me cut my own. So I would just buzz it to like a number 2. And if I ruined it, I'll just go bald, whatever, So I never really knew what the barbershop world was like. I'd only hear about, my friends who would go to barbershops and stuff like that. But I didn't really know what that type of environment was like up until I got maybe a little older. When I started becoming more intrigued by barbering, I wanted to go see certain shops just to see what was going on. So
check out the vibes and all
check out
that.
the vibes and see what it was all about. So, but honestly, I kind of had a little mini barbershop going on in my garage. But I have all my friends come over and we would just be cutting up people for like prom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that was what I knew back then.
So I see you as like a very successful barber, a very successful father, influencer as well. A good figure to follow for our community.
Yeah.
At first, when you first started, what was success to you and versus what it is now?
I think when I first started cutting hair, when I got my license and I was in Tri-Cities, 2010, 2011, my idea of success was just being known. People knowing who I was.
Right.
As being a dope barber, like the best barber, people know who you are. That was my idea. I remember telling myself, man, I want to be not in competition, of course, never, but I just want people to know who I am. If people can know who I am from cutting hair, then man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
If people thought that. That was my mentality back then. So that was what I thought success was, is if people knew who I was for a certain skill. And I was good, and I was like the top at that skill. At the time when I was 23, 24, that was the goal, right? So I was working day and night trying to get to there. But now my idea of success right now is being somebody, like you said, like somebody who can influence the community, somebody who people aspire to be, and somebody like who could help, just being a help to others. People come into the shop and being able to give them a good conversation, a good haircut, make them feel good about themselves. To me, that's success, is being able to do that for people in the community. And my dad has always told me, man, would tell me, I just want to raise kids that are good people in the world. Yeah. And he'd always tell me that when I was younger, but now that I'm older and I have my own kids, I understand what that means. So to me, success is being a great person, a good person, a great friend, husband, father, a business owner, all those things wrapped into one. So I don't know if that kind of answers it, but more than the dollar, you know what I mean?
I feel like it all ties into.
I think so.
And I like that you brought up your father too, that you honor your father, and you always wanted to make him proud too. I think that's a big thing for us young guys too, to realize that honoring your father is one of the greatest things that you could ever do.
That's all you want even me as a son, that's all you would want. Yeah. And as you get older, I think you're a lot similar to your dad than you probably think. Because when you're younger, you're like, man, I'm not like my dad. My dad, man, you don't know what's up.
I can relate to that.
He doesn't know. So as you get older, I'll catch myself saying things to my kids, and I'm like, damn, I sound like my dad right now, right? But you don't want to. But regardless, man, you carry those genetics in you, man, and I'm honored to be half the man my dad is. So I understand now, and I know my kids too. Might look at me like, no, dad, look at that. He doesn't know what's up, but I know in time he'll see. Just plant the seeds here and there.
Yeah, so definitely a big barber out here, big influencer. How do you manage your business and your life? What's the balance look like for you?
Man, sometimes there is no balance. Sometimes it's grind mode, and that's what we're doing. I think to have balance is your family, your friends understand what you're about, understand the mission that you're on, and they support you and and just, I think having an open line of communication with the people in your life and your family.
Yeah, for sure.
And trying to balance those things, sometimes it can be a little stressful, bro, because you could be giving all your eggs into, your family, but then you got guys in the shop who are also a big part of your business, and you want to make sure they're okay because they go through things too. You want to make sure that you have an open line to them. So sometimes it's kind of like one or the other, and to try to balance that, it could be stressful. It could be, it could be tough at times, man. So I like I said, I think having an open line of communication with your people that you work with your family, and letting them know what you're about, letting them know the mission that you're on, and letting them know that you care. That way when they might feel like you're not paying attention, my true intentions are there.
Right.
You know what I'm about, but because oftentimes as the leader of the home or even a business owner, like they kind of like, they understand, but they don't understand, the things that you're going through and the many different hats that you got to wear at times. But as long as you could just keep that communication open and try your best to explain what you're going through, I mean, that's the best you could do,
for
right?
sure. I think communication is everything.
I think that, for sure. Anything.
Because something that we've talked about off camera, is that sometimes you're just one conversation away from like keeping somebody like, level-headed, or if they're low in confidence with you or what they're doing, then like you could reassure them of what they're doing. Like maybe one of the guys that's working right here with you, he hasn't talked to you for a while, and he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if Abel's still. You might not even be thinking about him, but then you come around and you're like, hey, man, like, how you been? Like, how do you feel? And that just might be the conversation
to help
to get them back, in the game.
For sure. And that's something that I try to, a quick prayer every morning I always ask God to like highlight somebody, or just give me the energy, or give me the words for the person that needs to hear them, even though I might not know it, or it might be somebody random. Just give me just highlight that person for me, and help me, give me the words to give them encouragement, or just to listen.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't got to say much. Sometimes you got to ask, how are you doing, bro? How's everything going? I think that's very important with us in the barbering world, to check in on your people, and remember that you're in a service-based industry, and you got to check in with these guys, make sure they're cool. And it makes me happy to know where guys are at when you start to know them, and then they might get an advancement in their job, or they might get married, and it just makes me happy to see that and be a part of that. Right. By asking the simple questions and keeping them around, and
I like that.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And the opposite too. Sometimes they might be going through a tragedy. Sometimes it might be, they might got fired, So kind of like, again, like listening and understanding what to say, or just listen sometimes.
Yeah, that goes into like maintaining strong relationships in your business.
Yeah.
And obviously in your home too, is like checking up on people. Just asking the simple questions like, hey, how you doing? Maybe somebody hasn't gotten that question in a while. Yeah, so you're that person,
Yeah.
And I know that I sent you a reel of like, it starts off like, oh, I'm just a barber.
Yeah.
But then the next slide is like, the customer or the client saying like, oh, I just bought a house. Or I just, I'm going on my first date.
Yep.
So,
bro, I've had all those many different things that have happened.
Yeah.
I've had every situation you could think of come into the chair, and I don't know what to say. And I asked God to give me the words, man, to say, and how I can help these people, my people, by giving them certain things maybe that I've gone through. These are things that maybe I went through at one point in time, and I had somebody in my chair who was older than me, who gave me some game. So it's my duty to give it to them, and kind of through my growing, my process, the things I've learned, I pass on to the young guys. Or even if they're older, sometimes, they could use some good words too. Yeah. But I always listen, and I try my best. That's why I like older. They've always told me, like, I remember this older client that I had, he's like, you're an old soul, man. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Is that disrespectful or what? Like, what does that mean? But now that I'm older, I understand what he means. Like, I understand what he's saying. And I've always liked to be around older people just to kind of get game from them and just be quiet and listen. So that way, and I feel like that's That's something that's really helped me in the industry is being able to listen to the OGs that have been through it and try my best to use that and also give the game to the younger guys and stuff.
Yeah.
So, or whoever's going through it, you know.
Yeah, that's something that my grandfather would always say. He would always say, just be quiet and listen.
Yeah,
You'll learn a lot.
for sure.
When you think that you know a little bit about something, there's somebody else that knows a lot more, you know?
And you don't know nothing.
Yeah, and obviously I was super young, and he would always tell me that, and I'm still pretty young, but he would always tell me, just listen to your dad, listen to your mom, like just listen. That will get you a long ways. It'll get you farther than you trying to act like you know, or like you trying to say the right things. Like if you just listen to what people have to say, sometimes
100%.
it gets you farther for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that all the way, bro. I think you kind of have that too, a little bit of an old soul. So when I first met you, I feel like you're balanced. You know, you kind of know than the average person your age. I feel like you got a good understanding of who you are and what you're doing. So I think you're in the same thing. Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, so how has the barbering industry shaped you or evolved you into like the person that you are right now?
And barbering saved my life, man. Barbering saved my life straight up and down. It gave me purpose. It gave me meaning. It gave me something desired to be. It gave me everything I have. You know, some days I wake up in the morning. Sometimes you look past the things that you have, but there's every once in a while you wake up in the morning and you wake up in your home, and you're like, man, through this pair of clippers, I was able to achieve something. You know, so. Yeah, barbering's been everything for me. I can't remember what was it. What was exactly the question again?
How do you think it shaped you or evolved you into the person that you are now?
Yeah. I mean, it taught me discipline. It taught me how to own a business, how to talk to people. It's definitely shaped me and molded me to be a better person for sure. It's taught me a lot. Like I said, talking to people, understanding people. Holding myself accountable, you know what I mean? And when you're in business for yourself, nobody's really gonna tell you these things. You gotta go out there and go learn. So you gotta get out there, and if you wanna be the best, it's more than just cutting. You know, you gotta be detailed about what you do. You gotta have a vision of where you wanna go, and you gotta put the work in. And always keep faith at the center of everything that you do. As long as you do that, I think you're gonna be good. So it definitely shaped me to everything that I am today. Everything I have, everything I am is through barbering, for sure.
I think all the people that take their job very seriously and value every single detail, I think those guys are the ones that stand out. Yeah. Because anybody can just say, oh, like I just cut hair. Yeah. And after I'm done with that, I go about my day and that's it. But if you're like, no, I cut hair and people are maybe gonna get married that day, and I'm cutting his hair. You know, that's important. That's important. It's important. Or like sometimes you have those conversations where like they're asking you for advice while they're getting a cut. You know, like, hey man, like I'm about to pull the trigger on this deal. Like, what do you think? Or something like that. You know, a conversation that for them is very important. Yeah. And you know, so you could give them advice on that for sure.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. I think it's key. You know, so. Yeah, I feel like I owe everything to it, you know, but putting in that work every day. And then telling the young guys too that it's not just about cutting. It's not just, I mean, yes, of course. Like you have to master the skill, master the profession, but understand that there's more to it than just that. You can't be, you're gonna be the dope ass barber who could cut great hair, but you don't have discipline. Right. And you don't have all the makings to be great. Because if you play your cards right, man, you could put your family in a wonderful position. Yeah. You know, you could take trips and travel around the world and do everything. Everything that you want to do it is there. It's there, yeah. You gotta take it serious, take yourself serious, and have those meaningful conversations with people to help shape and mold you. So I love barbering. I love it. Good, man. That's who I am. Yeah.
How do you motivate your team to keep on having the same vision that you have? Because I know you have a different kind of vision with what you do. So how do you instill that same vision in them?
I think I'm a type of person that I lead by example. I lead by example every day. And I think that they know that. I know that they know that. Everybody who works here, who has worked here, I maintain great relationships with them.
Yeah.
I think I just lead by example, and I do my best, you know, in this crazy world, you know, with your kids. You know, my kids are getting older. They have things that I got to be available for. You know, my wife as well. I got to be available for her. But I do my best to tap in with them individually to make sure that, hey, how's it going? Hey, what are we struggling with? Or if I see something, I'll find a way to have that conversation with them about whatever it can. It don't even have to be about barbering.
Yeah.
So it could be about just life, man. So I always tap in with them and make sure that they're good. I try my best, again, because sometimes life can get crazy. So
Exactly.
just letting them know that I care. They know at the end of the day, man, I'll give them the shirt off my back. I will. You know what I mean? That's what I'll do. I'll do whatever it takes. Like I tell them when they start, and they could tell you this, I'll do whatever it takes. Right. Whatever it takes to get you to be the best version of yourself, bro, I'm going to do it, bro. Whatever you think. If you think we should do something, tell me. I'm never going to be opposed to like not hearing. I'm not going to be opposed. Oh yeah, that'll never work. I'm never that way. As long as you give me some that you've done some research on something, then let's do it. Yeah. So showing them that I care, because I do. I think that's leading by example, bro. Day in and day out. I think your reputation can speak for itself, and as long as you could have the reputation, but you are that in real life, and they'll follow you, man. There you go. And you gotta show the fruits of your labor. Show them like this is where it's at. I didn't get here just because I'm just blowing smoke. Like nah, like you know. So leading by example.
Yeah, leading by example for sure is a big one. I mean that's the number one for me. Yeah. But also, you know, having those conversations and checking up on them for sure.
Yeah, making sure they're good, bro. Because if they're good, then everything goes good. Yeah. Even when it's not, making sure that you care, show them that you care, you know? Yeah. Nobody's got to know. You don't got to tell, you don't got, they know. Yeah. You know? So it's all good.
Yeah. How has God and your faith influenced you and your business?
Oh, and it's major. Even times when I didn't really like know that God was working, he was working, man. Like I tell you a story, man. I remember sitting like right there where that Jeep sat before I had this place. Mm-hmm. Before I had this place, you know, you're in a position like, man, I really want this. I really want that. I really want my business. I want a barbershop. I have the vision. I know what I want it to look like, smell like, feel like. Like you could even taste it when you walk in there. I knew what I wanted. Yeah. And I remember just parking there and just being like, man, I was bumping some Nipsey Hussle too, but I had to like turn it down. I remember just praying like, man, God, if this is the spot that you want me to be in, like, please, like, just if you give me this opportunity, just help open these doors for me. Like, you know, I don't know what I'll do, what I could do for you, but like, just please just give me the opportunity. And things, it was hard. God's not gonna just give it to you. He's gonna make you see if you really want it, you know, but he, you know what I mean? But the passion was there, the vision was there. And I feel like once I bring the faith in there and I just said, I can't do this on my own. Like if God's will, then it's gonna happen.
The humility to say, like,
I can't, bro.
You're the only one that can make it happen.
I'm carrying this load, right? Like on me, and everybody's expecting Abel to do like, oh, Abel, guy had just left the shop, so they kind of rumblings were going around, like, oh, I think Abel's gonna open up a shop. So you had this weight on you, you know, to like, man, not because I owe nobody nothing, but because this is what I want to do. Right. So I remember just being like, you know, like if this is like just, you know, like, I can't carry it. So as soon as I said like let go, like they say, let go and let God, that's how it was. Things just fell into place. Mm-hmm. I put the work forward, and even though, you know, when you're talking negotiations and stuff, things get kind of like the wording gets crazy and like you don't understand certain terminology, but I just kept praying about it and I kept pushing forward, and it happened, and he showed himself right then and there, you know? And I know that by me opening up this space, I'm able to be a vessel to the clients and to the community, you know what I mean? So he's always been there for me, man. Even times when I didn't know it, times when I'm talking to clients, like that ain't me, that's God working through me. And I realize that that's the bigger vision, you know, is to be a child of light, you know? So I try to, you know.
I think you're like really good at comforting people too, because I know when we first met too, I was like, dang, this guy's really cool.
Yeah. Making them feel like family, you know?
You got me in on a Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
And
For
I was
sure.
like, dang, this guy's cool, man.
Yeah, I don't do that for everybody. So don't be thinking you
Oh
hit me
yeah,
up
I
on
don't
a
know if I was
Monday.
supposed to say that.
I'm just playing. I just playing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I wanted to connect with you too,
Mhm.
man, just to kind of see where your head was at, because
Yeah.
I seen your stuff on Instagram, and I had heard about you, so I was like, man, I'll come in on a Monday for this guy, kind of
Yeah.
chop it up, and you exceeded my expectations, dog. So
I appreciate
hell
that.
yeah.
No, you for sure did too.
For
You got a
sure.
lot of wisdom, man, for sure.
From the older guys, like I'm telling you, like it's just stuff that I listen to. Even my dad, man. My dad, he's a big influence on my life. When I was 23 years old, I moved over here away from my family because my parents live in Texas.
Okay.
So I learned how to be a man through a phone, really. I mean, I see my dad every once in a while. I see him twice a year, maybe 2 weeks out of a year. But I learned how to be a man just by having those conversations over the phone. And venting to my dad and him kind of listening and telling me what play to make, what move to make. So it's all the people in my life,
Yeah.
you know, uncles, successful people, and family members and stuff like that. I'm just passing that game along. Again, be a sponge, man. Being that you're young, be a sponge to those around you. By you doing this and talking to influential people in the community is big, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's beneficial, and it's
I
benefit
agree.
not only to the community but to you as well.
Yeah, for me,
For sure.
and that's actually like the main purpose of the podcast is so people see, like, obviously influencers like yourself,
Yeah.
people that are business owners and things of that alike, but also me learning from you guys.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
because this is, you know, when we're 100 episodes in, I'm going to be talking a little bit different. I'm going to look a little bit different. Like, they're going to grow with me too.
Yep.
So I think that's the coolest part of the podcast too, is like learning and seeing that process.
You take things from everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Like I always say, it could be a janitor, but if he's a skilled professional janitor and takes it serious, I'm gonna listen. It could be anybody. It don't matter who it is, as long as they take what they do serious and they really have a passion and purpose and they're really, you know, rooted and grounded. Then I'll take any little bit of piece of information I could get and try to use it. Don't duplicate it, but like use it to the way, like who I am, you know?
Right.
So if you could do that, bro, sky's the limit, 100%.
Yeah. What keeps you like pushing forward, man?
Man, what keeps me pushing forward? I'm just motivated just to be the best version of myself, whatever that may be. You know, opening up a business, doing that. And just exceeding and always expecting more, always wanting more. Being humble enough to know that I'm very blessed, but also being like understanding that I have more to offer too.
Right.
You know, and helping people and doing all that kind of stuff. So always reaching to the next goal, and just goal setting every time and loving the feeling that you get when you reach a goal, bro. So. I'm just blessed to be able to do something that I love and that people care to hear what I have to say. So I feel like it's my obligation and my duty to continue to push forward for them, to be that person. Like if Abel can do it, shit, what's the difference between me? I could do it too. Yeah. So, man. Like right now at this stage of my life, I'm really into like talking to the young barbers and stuff like that. So I definitely want to get into the educational side of things to help other guys achieve their goals and success and stuff like that. So yeah, man.
I like that.
And that's just who I am. Sure. Naturally, that's just who I am, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm driven. I'm driven, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to find something that I love. Because a lot of people go their whole lives without knowing what it is, their purpose is, what, you know, what they want to do with life. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that I found that. And my dad, he told me at an early age, man, you're blessed. You found something that you love. Like you're already good. Yeah. And you're good at it. And you're succeeding. Like you're blessed already. Like, so again, like I'm wise enough to understand that I'm already blessed. So just continue to go on that path wherever it may take me. And yeah, man. I think that's where that's at for sure.
Yeah, we row and God steers.
100%.
You know, we're 100%. We show up every day. We do what we love and we honor Him, and He's gonna take us where we need to be.
But that's the truth right there, man.
That's what got you here. You know. For sure. That's what got me here too.
Yeah. Putting the work in. You know, we can't work. God's not going to work if we don't put the work in too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
you got to meet him halfway.
You have to. It's just not going to come at you. Nothing's just going to be in your lap. You got to work towards it. And there's going to be obstacles.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm thankful for all the failures and obstacles that I've had in my life. 100%, because it molds you and shapes you into the person you are, and it makes you kind of like you get tough from it. You know what I mean? In a business type of way, in a mindset type of way.
Right. Yeah, and there is a lot of obstacles when it comes to like business too.
100%.
That a lot of people don't see. I mean, I was telling you earlier about random fees or like random, investments that you're gonna have to make, and you gotta be prepared for that too.
Yeah.
And I like that you lead by example too.
Yep.
Because your kids are picking up everything.
I hope so. Yeah.
Everybody around you picks up everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're a positive person and you show up every day and you're, everybody has a bad day. But like,
for sure.
If most days you're positive and you're encouraging people, overall, man, like that's the best thing you can do.
100%. Having those people around you. Some days you might not be having it. Because a lot of days you don't, bro. That's not like the Instagram or the social media stuff when it's all gravy, it's all good. It's not reality.
It's not reality.
You're going to have bad days. You're going to have doubt. You're going to have all these different things that are coming at you that make you feel like you're not worthy of the position you want to be in. But you got to like shake that off and have people in your corner to be like, nah, like my wife, my dad, my friends, like, nah, you're that, you know who you are. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know who you are. Don't be moping around. You know who you are. Get up, take this day, do what you got to do. Go ahead and complain about it. Do whatever you got to do. But tomorrow, it ain't going to have that. Tomorrow's a new day. Don't carry that on. Yep. So knowing how to have that, you know what I mean? Like like in sports, you got to like next play type of mentality. Yeah. Can't let that, hinder you from the next move.
There you go.
So. But yeah, everybody has bad days, man. You know what I mean? I have bad hair days too, so you probably won't believe it, but I do, bro. I just let
yeah. I think it goes a lot into like just worry about today, and then tomorrow has its own obstacles.
Don't
it's
get
a whole nother.
Yeah, and anxiety, bro. That's what anxiety is. Anxiety is thinking too far ahead, man. Yeah. You might trick yourself out of something. The older you get, the more you know what those little signals are. Man, that's just anxiety trying to get at me.
Yeah.
So. Understand
I like that. How important has your partner or your wife been in all this? Personal and the business.
Yeah, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't even be close to where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be. Again, like it's that one person that's in my corner telling me, like you're that, like you're not like you're him, but like. You are who you know who you are. Yeah. I know who you are. I believe in you. I trust you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's times when every decision I make, even when I get, hey, does this look good? You know? You always gotta have that person that's like cheering you on, and you gotta pay it forward and do it to them too. So I wouldn't be where I'm at. Yeah, I had the vision, and I had, I put in the work, but it's somebody who kept me on that path. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And somebody I could share my vision with, and somebody I could, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'll be up in the middle of the night. It'd be like 2 a.m. Hey, you up? Yeah. I check this out. So this is what I was thinking, right? So when I do my thing in the shop, it's gonna say complex, right?
I like
so
that.
You gotta have that person, or even like my friends, like people that know the true you, can check you when your ego gets. That's the biggest thing. Is I didn't know that I had ego. We all have ego. Yeah. We all do. Especially when you gain a little bit of momentum, you get a little ego. But that person to tell you, hey, is this Abel? Or is this Abel's ego? Who is this? And I'll be like, man, this is Abel. But in my back of my mind, I'm like, damn, it might be my ego, dog. I might be tripping right now. Yeah. The person that's going to check you on your bullshit.
Right.
Straight up.
We all need that for sure.
They're going to check you on it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you gotta be careful when you pick that person that's in your corner. Because, they're gonna reap the benefits, you know what I mean? So she's definitely I would not be where I'm at right now, for sure.
That's important.
I take care of my kids too while I'm out here grinding. Right. So
mother of your child.
Your children,
for sure.
For sure. So
it's important to have somebody checking you too when you're, you know,
When you're
because
not.
sometimes as men we can get in a little bit
yeah.
about ourselves, but
Just
I
a
mean
little
we
bit.
do this for other people.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
At the end of the day, like we got to be our biggest servants to our family and
Yep.
to our community.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely needed those times where I needed to be checked too, you know,
Yeah.
because I know when you were younger, you said that you wanted to, you know, take over, you know, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
your mindset kind of changed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I kind of went through that similar process too, where
Yeah.
I was younger a couple years back. I felt like I wanted to conquer
You
everything.
want everything you want to
Yeah.
do. You're like, I'm taking it.
But
You know,
then you realize like, oh, this is like, that's like my ego.
it
You know what I
is.
mean? That's not like your ultimate purpose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your ultimate purpose is to help people,
Mm-hmm.
to grow, to be a vessel, like you said,
Yep.
be a vessel, and really, we only find the words because God's, you know, telling us in that
Yep.
moment most of the time. You know, so
Or showing
I like
us,
that.
or showing us examples that way we
Mhm.
can learn from them and help people. You know, and just walking in your purpose, bro.
Right.
Understanding that you walking in your purpose right now, and yeah, man, 100%.
I like that.
That's right.
That was my last question. But I'm also curious about how you got into social media.
My social media, how did I get in? I mean, I got into it when Instagram was kind of like in its old layout. I got into it a little bit. I first realized like, dang, you can see other crazy dope ass barbers from all over. Like, what the heck? You know, in the beginning, early stages, just using it just to see what was out there. And I think that kind of changed the game, you know. And then once you factor in that clients are on it too, and they can see, it's like a portfolio. So I got into it back then. Was just posting my stuff, and you know, as you gain a little bit of momentum, you're able to you know, open up my shop, and I was able to kind of get my buzz that way. I mean, the streets were talking, bro. The streets are like, word of mouth is always going to be.
Yeah.
When you're in a local business, is always going to be.
It's huge.
It never go out of style. It'll never
Right.
leave. You can't shut it down. People talk when you're doing great things. They're always going to talk and have something to say. You know, good about your business. But then I factored in that you could use it to have a portfolio and kind of showcase yourself in the best way. That's when I kind of like a light, you know, clicked, and yeah, I started using it, and it's been great ever since. I'm only on Instagram right now. You know what I mean? I was gonna get on TikTok yesterday, but they banned it, bro. So, or is it back on?
It's back.
Yeah,
It's back.
So,
But
no, yeah, man. I think everybody should to get inspired. You know, get inspiration through social media, and then shedding a light on yourself as well, like, you know, who you are,
Your
and
artwork.
Yeah, you know, and people getting to know who you are, like what we're doing right now. People get to know the person behind
the business,
the brand, the business. They get to know you and relate to you. So I think that's a pretty cool tool.
Yeah.
You know, don't get too caught up. You know, scroll. Sometimes you gotta check it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great tool for sure.
When did you start working with Priscilla?
We started working like about 2 years ago. Remember when we did
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Damn.
When we did those shirts, right? Yeah. That was the first time. Yup. She hit me up, was like, hey, you know, I like your work. I think we should collaborate. I'm like, hell yeah.
Let's
So
do
then we
it.
did it. And then right when I saw, she sent me the files over to kind of check them out. I was like, oh shit, that's exactly what I want my stuff to look like. Again, I think it's important to find somebody to help you with your brand, because we can't do it all, man. Sometimes you got to let people do. You got to have people in your circle that are better at what they do than you are, and that's gonna help you grow.
Right.
So when I met Priscilla and she started sending me photos over, I was like, yeah, that's exactly how I want my brand to be represented, in a clean format, something that's gonna resemble myself and how I view my business.
Right.
So it's been a great partnership ever since, and a friendship as well, man. She's a great person too.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we started doing that, and we got more stuff coming. Stay tuned. I just play.
That's awesome.
Less announcements, more action. But yeah, let me just say that.
Yeah, I think it's important, definitely important to find somebody that helps you out and like represents you
in the best
in
light.
the best way. Because I think that's what kind of made you stand out too to me.
Yeah,
Like, oh dang, like his Instagram looks really good. And then some of the things that you did with Amy,
Yeah,
I watched some of that.
For sure, she's
those
a great
clips
person too. Yeah,
and I was like, okay, this guy seems really cool, you know.
yeah.
And so that's why I hit you up too, and that's through social media. So that's important too.
Connecting with people that are like-minded, man. I think it's cool, and I think it gives you an opportunity to represent yourself.
Yeah.
But I've always told myself I want to be better when in person than what you see on Instagram.
Yeah.
I would like to exceed that, not be like, when you see somebody like, oh, that guy looks like he's dope, and you might meet some, like they say, don't ever meet your idols because they might let you down. So I've always tried to, like, understand that you have people watching, and when they come up to you, make sure that you present yourself in the best way and be yourself. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Be yourself. So yeah. Man.
Yeah, because we've talked about that off camera too. Like social media is a good way to show off your work and who you are, but ultimately it's not who you are. It's not everything.
Yeah.
When they come in person, they sit down in that chair. You're showing them like, oh, social media is just like the surface. You know what I mean? Like, this is who I am.
Exactly.
And this is my work. And you're seeing it and you're living it.
Exactly. Same thing with you too. When they go in and they're they're trying to buy some meat, or they're just trying to see what's up, and then you go up to them and personally, welcome them in. Oh, that says a lot, because you're not just that guy sitting behind thinking you're too cool. Don't ever think you're too cool, man.
Yeah.
Always be humble and be of service. Remember, be of service to people. You know what I mean? I think that's what our purpose is, right? Even you too, is to be of service to people.
Right.
Understanding that, and you never know, man. Like you said, you never know who you might run into.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. So God put you in position to be of service to the community. So don't take that lightly, and roll with it and make the most of it, and continue to grow and plant those seeds, man. Every day,
Plant the
baby.
Seeds.
Every single day.
Yeah, I like that, man. How important was it for you to establish a brand?
I think establishing a brand, bro, I think it was major. It was a major key for me. I knew what I wanted to, again, like I said, I knew what I wanted my shop to look, smell, feel like. I wanted to be different, and I wanted to bring the vision to light. And really cement myself as something that's different, something that is a representation of myself and who I am. So I think establishing a great brand is key, and paying attention to the details.
Yeah.
Like we talked about social media, making sure that you're very intentional about what you're putting out, making sure you're just not throwing stuff out there or throw stuff out there. And that's what creates and shapes and molds and curates this brand that people come and they see it and they respect it, and they know that it's well thought out.
Yeah.
And it'll separate you from everybody else. You're not just, again, like you said, having a business is one thing, but having a great brand is something that people believe in and they trust in, and they want to identify. You want to identify with that brand and what it represents.
Yeah.
You got to have principles that you stand on, morals that you stand on, and who you are. And I think people buy into that. They buy into the brand, and want to identify with that. So it's key, man.
Yeah. How would you like people to describe or like what's one word that you would use to like describe your brand?
To describe my brand, I would say I don't want to say ambitious, but I want to say like never settling. Like you don't settle. We always go for the most, for the highest. We always, not trying to be like, oh, if I don't get to this point, then they don't, but we always try to do the best. We always try to do the best that we can. Like the 4 agreements say, always do your best. Yeah. I feel like that's what the brand represents, man. Something that is quality too, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I want my brand to represent that, be clean. Something that people, again, that they can identify in.
Yeah, I know that you dropped hoodies. Those were dope.
Yeah, thank you,
man.
Can
we expect other drops?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Now we got Priscilla on the team. She's gonna be doing some fire-ass edits, and also she brings something to the table too. She has her ideas too of what we think we should do, and the guys in the shop too. I never do nothing without, confirming with them what route we should go in and stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, bro? Like, I know
Yeah.
your brand stands out
Mm-hmm.
from your average, shop
Yeah.
store. So
Same thing, man. I know how you said that you stood out there next to that Jeep. Well, it's not a Jeep anymore. It's a Toyota.
It's a Toyota.
Same thing.
RAV4.
Before we had looked at where we were going to be at, because that was up in the air, once upon a time.
Yeah.
I had that vision where I was like, I want people to go to a store where they can trust that they're going to get quality every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my vision to start with. And then I got into a little bit of like Wagyu. And so Wagyu is a big deal because of the reason that it is a little bit more expensive. And so people are going to, have a higher expectation for it.
For sure.
Higher expectation of the ambience and the customer service. And so that put a little bit of pressure on me to grow as a butcher and as a person, as somebody that is of service as well, So that put a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah.
But I think that we handled it well, and
for sure.
the job is still not done,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, continuous growth.
Yeah.
And that's what is in my mind all the time. Is like, how can we make this place better? And where else can we expand to?
Yeah.
Because this same service that we established here, we could establish in another city and another city.
The blueprint is
you know
there.
what I mean?
You could multiply that blueprint
Right.
as long as it's tried and true.
Yeah. God willing, like, we'll probably,
bro.
it will happen.
Yeah, it'll happen, man.
Yeah.
I definitely saw that it kind of like stood out from everybody else, like the quality. I think that as me, I like how I'm very detailed. I saw that in your guys' business or your business
Appreciate
as well.
that. Yeah.
Detailed to the T, and kind of you have intention behind everything that you do.
Yeah.
So I think when you have a high price point of something, there comes expectation.
Exactly.
So exceed that expectation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because they're gonna come in with that, the buzz goes around.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come in, exceed that, be more than that.
Right.
And again, customer service got to be off the hook. So
Yeah.
and you're pouring into people too. So
Yeah. Customer service is everything to us too, because I knew from like a very start that people want to feel like they can be at home wherever they go. If somebody sits in that chair, they're talking to somebody that they know and as a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just like trying to sell you on something.
I just said take $1 from you and like, peace. Yeah.
Yeah, like I never want somebody to walk into the shop and be like, oh, this guy was just trying to sell me something the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or he was just trying to, for you, it'd be like he was just trying to get the haircut done and then let's go.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would never want to feel like that.
No.
So same thing, for me, it was a goal like, hey, like what are the person's needs walking in?
Yep.
So you're asking them questions on what they need
want
first.
Yeah.
You're not trying to throw something at them like, hey, like I think you should buy Wagyu. No.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not on that type of, maybe they want to do a carne asada or maybe they want to do some taco meat. But the question is always what they need first.
What they want, what they need, identifying that, having the key questions.
Yeah.
Boom, when they say
FAQs.
yeah, man, and picking up on that and delivering.
Right.
You know what I mean? That way when they leave, they're like, man, that was dope. That was cool. As opposed to fluffing it up and then they leave like, I didn't even need this. Why did I even buy this? Like, you don't want to be you're not a salesman. You truly care and want to be able to give them what they came for, man, and nothing less. You know what I mean? Always.
Yeah. The other day I heard a story. It was actually on social media. It was a video on Reels. And it was about a guy that walked into, he was like young, he was like 24, but he had like made a lot of money off a business, and he walked into a Lamborghini dealership, and the salesman, like he sold him on the dream instead of the product.
You're right.
And so it's not about like what you're selling them, but it's like how it's going to make them feel after, you know what I mean?
Yep.
If they're in that position to make that purchase, like you gotta, like sometimes people don't know how to cut it Or, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, not cut it, cook it.
Yeah.
And so, like, you kind of have to guide them through that too.
To
And
make
so
sure that they know they don't
having
like,
the knowledge of that too.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure. Or or in my case, like, what's your lifestyle? Do you get up and go? Do you want to style your hair? What is like? What do you want? Are you the type of person who doesn't really care? Do you like it to be short? Do you like to be trendy? What are the things that you're looking for? Sometimes they might not know. Then be like, show me a picture or something. That way, when they leave, it's something that is tailored to them. You know, something that they need. So that's key, bro. And that's definitely what separates you from everybody else.
Yeah.
Is paying attention to those little key notes, you know?
I know you've helped me a lot too with my hair.
Yeah, we're working.
I switched up my style 2 times already.
Yeah, that's right. It looks good on you too.
Yeah,
like I told you
appreciate
today,
that.
you know what I mean? Like we'll go with a little taper, keep it a little bit. You know, we tapered the back. But like I said, we can always go shorter. We can't go longer. So try that out first. See how that works. As opposed like something like you giving somebody some meat. Try this out. If you're not really familiar on how to cook it, try this out. See how you like it. If you want to advance a little bit more, we got something else for you. So
what's your favorite kind of steak?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, I don't really know, bro. I'm not really like, I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, you know, people are like, oh, I like this. I don't really know what exactly what I like.
Good ribeye. New York.
I've had New York steak.
New York.
That's just bomb. I mean, I feel like that's pretty typical, right? Everybody likes New York. Who doesn't like that?
At a restaurant, they should have a New York if they're, you know,
a
nice restaurant.
I need to get my game up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to stop by the store.
I need to, for sure. I'm going to go up in there, put me on game, baby.
Yeah. I know you're one of the barbers here.
Bert.
That's his name?
I think it was
the one
Bert.
with the glasses?
Yeah.
Like that same.
Yeah. You said he took a picture when he was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
I was like, yeah, man.
You don't know how to cook, though?
No?
Nah.
Was it his first time there?
I'm just playing. I might have been. I'm just playing.
That's messed up.
What are you going to do with that? He's going to eat it raw. He ate it raw, bro. He didn't know what to do. Yeah. No, I'm just playing.
Was it his first time
here? He
here?
just did it for the gram, really.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just playing. Be the barber. Nah, yeah, he went over there.
Yeah. Was it his first time or no?
Yeah, it was his first time.
Okay.
That I know of, I think.
Did he stop by because he saw me in here or you told him about it?
What do you think? We had heard about you, bro. Like, clients have came in and have said, he's like, of course, bro.
No, I'm just kidding.
But, yeah, clients we've heard about it. And then I want to say that was his first time. He was trying to get something, so. Yeah. And probably you coming in here, too, probably reminded him, like, you know, I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah.
So, it's always good to show face.
Yeah, that's why it's cool to have relationships with a good relationship with different people too.
Yeah.
Because if I would have never came in here, then
you'd have never known.
Yeah.
Yep. Showing yourself.
It goes both ways too.
Yeah. Have you ever been out and somebody's like recognizes you and they kind of tell you, hey, you're.
Yeah.
You ever happened? Damn, celebrity dog.
Yeah. But they recognize you. I know you were telling me a couple of stories too.
Sometimes, you don't want to go to the mall. You're like, damn, if I go to the mall right now, I don't want to say what's up to nobody. Yeah. Which is a blessing, bro. Because I used to go to the mall when I barely got here, and nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
Which is cool, too. But now it's kind of cool, man. People are like, hey, what's up? How you doing, bro? I'm like, hey, what's going on, dog? Boom, boom, boom. Have a good day, man. We'll see you soon. I'm going to get a haircut with you, bro. I know I haven't booked in a while. I'm like, you don't got to explain. It's all good. I'll see you when I see you when the time is right. You know?
You don't got to explain.
You don't got to explain, bro. You know what I mean?
People always try to, like, explain, like, why
they haven't gone. Yeah. Oh, that's like the ongoing, like, not joke, but, like, that we have here. You know, it gets kind of awkward. Well, hey, man, my hair's looking kind of long. I'm going to have to hit you up. You're like, all right, cool, yeah, hit me up.
Is that always kind of what they say?
Kind of. If you haven't seen somebody in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, you know what I mean? I enjoy seeing them out there and seeing what's up. Especially when you see them outside of the shop and they got, like, their family and you get to see a different side of them. So that's cool, you know? They get to see me, too, outside. And, so... But yeah, we're actually rolling up on our 10-year anniversary. That reminds me of seeing people outside. We're having our 10-year anniversary party. I think we're going to have it like in the beginning of probably like May, June. So it's going to be a good opportunity to see our clients. You're welcome too, man.
What are you guys thinking about doing?
I just want to throw a party, you know, to have people come out and celebrate and really, like I want to do like giveaways and stuff, but I really want to see like, the people who have helped shape and mold and build the complex to what it is now, because we ain't nothing without the clients believing in us, you know, and trusting us and growing with us. So I want to do something that's catered around them. Not like us being like, hey, I want it to be for them.
For them.
And I want everybody to show up if you've been here in the past, present, whatever. So we're trying to find a venue right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll be doing that pretty soon, man. So
that's dope. I
I'm
like
ready
that.
At 10 years, man.
Have you announced it before? Or is it
Nah, we're still in the making of it.
Oh, okay.
As far as like before we start to do announcements and kind of getting everything squared away, I want to get all the venue set up and stuff like that. Because right here, I feel like it's cool, but it's too small.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do something that's like has a bigger capacity.
Yeah.
They'll shut us down real quick, man. So
yeah.
I
think that's good for the community too.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Right.
That's what it's for sure.
Yeah. To give back to the customers, to the clients, and for the community. Because I haven't heard of a lot of barbershops that do, their 10-year anniversary. And by the way, 10-year anniversary is crazy, bro.
Yeah, 10
Congrats
years,
to you, for sure. Because
it's
not easy. It's not easy.
No, it's not, man. It's not. It comes with a lot of battles, comes with a lot of ups and downs. But again, as long as you love what you do and you got passion behind what you do, I don't even feel like it's work. I don't even say I'm going to work. Like, it doesn't feel like work to me.
Yeah. You just
go
love
to the
it.
shop. I just love it, So again, that's a blessing to be able to say that and to grow different relationships with clients. Well, I mean, friends, bro, really.
Right.
Guests who come in. I don't even call them clients, like guests.
Mm-hmm.
People who are coming in and checking us out. So we owe it to them, they believed in us, trusted in us, and we upheld our end of it as far as giving them the quality service. So
I love that.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to do something for everybody. So 10 years.
I like that.
Shout out to everybody who's been here, who hasn't been here, who wants to come here. Big shout out to them.
Yeah. You guys are all invited to hit up Abel.
You're all invited.
And to come to Complex and really get to know him in person.
That's right. Everybody, come on, baby.
This was a super valuable conversation, dude.
I appreciate
that. I think people will enjoy this episode for sure. And for all the barbers out there, what is like your final message to them? You're a young barber looking to grow in the game.
Stay dedicated, man. Dedicate yourself to something. Dedicate yourself to something. If you were to work at Walmart or you were to work at McDonald's, they're going to tell you what to do and you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. Now, when you have the opportunity to work for yourself, don't take that lightly. Keep working. Keep that vision strong. Put yourself around individuals that got the same work ethic and they got the same vision. And even if they don't, just stay forward. Keep looking forward. Keep doing your thing. I understand that sky is the limit. There's nothing that I'm doing that you can't do.
Right.
You could do the same thing.
Right.
You could do, and you can exceed what we're doing. We're just, putting the bricks down. So I feel like the younger guys, you could get there kind of quicker because we're showing you. And like the older guys showed me. So you're able to get there quicker. But understand it takes time and it's not always going to be smooth.
Yeah.
Stay down, you know what I mean? Put yourself in a great position. Be an asset wherever you go. Wherever you go. Even if you're not bringing in clients, bring in your attitude. Sweep up, clean up, do what it takes. Do what it takes to maintain and be like, oh man, you know what? If such and such is not there at the shop, like you notice he's not there. You're like, damn, that guy, he does a lot. I didn't even know how much he does. So be an asset to wherever you go. Be an asset. Don't think, oh, the shop owner's not doing it. Just do it. Just get it done.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And if you want to be an owner, that's only going to help you. Because when you start to open up your own business, like I've been doing this shit. And I'm doing it for myself. Or even if you want to just work somewhere and you want to help elevate it, then just put the work in, man. Put the work in. Yeah. Every single day. Stay hungry. Keep God first. Keep your faith strong.
Damn, that motivated me, man.
Let's go. You ready to run through a wall right now? Let's go.
I like that, man. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, doggy.